This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hey everyone, I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I am Mitch English, welcoming you to Daily Flash, today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Ooh, yes, we love to make you a big part of our show. James Alexander is our social media producer and host. James, you've got our question of the day and how folks can get in touch with us.
You know, we're seeing over 219 stations across this great nation and the American Forces Network. So you can also go to our social media channels and click on like and subscribe. Plus, if you want to figure out where we are in your neck of the woods, just go to our website at Daily Flash Show and click on where to watch. Now, our question of the day is,
Yes.
if your life were a movie, what genre would it be?
Ooh, what genre of movie? Okay.
Yeah, I'm easy. I'm sports movies, all right?
Ooh, a sports movie, a sports drama, that's good. I like romantic comedy.
Okay.
I'm going romantic comedy.
Mine would be a sitcom, so it wouldn't be necessarily a movie. It'd be a sitcom
a
because every week there'd be something different and hopefully like
That's
a...
it. So, okay.
A la Seinfeld.
Seinfeld, that's
Yes.
what I was going to say. Okay.
Yes, I can
All
see that
right.
for sure.
I can buy that.
Definitely.
We'd love to hear you, of course, what you would say, and tell us why too. Flash at dailyflashshow.com.
Okay, if you haven't heard, maybe you've been living under a rock, I don't know. But Brooklyn Beckham, he is the son of Victoria and David Beckham, making headlines because he has drawn a line in the sand with his famous parents, David and Victoria. He wants nothing to do with them anymore. Brooklyn recently took to Instagram to publicly cut ties with his mom and dad. He said, in part, it says that the narrative that his wife controls him completely backwards.
Okay.
He goes on to say he and his wife do not want a life shaped by image, press, or manipulation. And his post continues to say that his parents have tried, he claims his parents have tried to ruin his relationship since before he got married. And he accused his mom of offering to make his wife's wedding dress and then bailing on her promise at the last minute. One other bombshell claim that's making headlines, his mom hijacked his first dance and danced inappropriately with him in
heard
front of
that.
500 guests.
Did she do something like kind of crazy?
Grinded on him.
his neck a little bit?
Yeah,
too?
yeah, did something.
All right, but you know, listen, I don't know what the relationship is there, and maybe she was trying to make everybody laugh. all
Yeah,
right?
maybe, yes.
We don't know. I doubt that. That's not the place to grind in on your son. If that's the
Probably.
case.
And maybe she had a
Jokes.
cocktail or two.
And that's probably too.
She weighs 90 pounds, so it may have affected
She might
her.
have tripped. Who knows?
Yeah.
So I'll excuse all that.
Yes, exactly.
But I got to tell you, to say I want to stay out of the limelight and then posting all this
Right.
kind of just walk away from it.
Sounds
If I've
familiar.
learned anything, just don't address anything and it'll go
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm a little hot about this.
Okay,
Really?
share your thoughts,
Because
James.
the only reason why you even have some sort of social media anything is because of your parents. All right? Now,
yes.
they deserve
Good
some
point.
sort of grace. And if you can't talk to them privately and discuss this, then don't put your family's business out on the internet.
That's a big
all
one,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
And yes, your wife comes first. It is what it is. Yes, she sits in the front of the car when you guys are going somewhere. Your mom sits in the back. But at
His
the
mom
end of-
takes a different car
Oh
altogether.
yeah, well,
so.
so, you know, yeah, she has that
Yes.
personality. But I would continue to say, man, you need to keep your business off the internet.
Yes.
Go talk to your parents privately. But yes, your wife comes first. I mean, we know that biblically and so on and so forth.
No,
but
you're right.
Your wife comes first.
We're as men, we're kind of. At least I was raised that way. Is that once you start a family, don't ask for money anymore. You have got to go through the hard
That's
times,
it.
just like I did. And this is the first time in my life I'm at this age where I have kids this age, and I'm married, and so I'm doing this for the first time as well. So, if kids can understand that, and to go along with understanding is like. Part of that is quit building the drama around your wife by continuing to churn
Talk
out
about it.
and
Yes.
talk about it.
Yeah, because it is the irony. He doesn't want any attention, but he's getting attention by posting it on Instagram. It's like the worldwide privacy tour that
Right.
South Park did on Harry and Meghan,
Yes,
right?
exactly. That's
So, you
just
know,
familiar.
don't pay any attention to us, but we're on a worldwide privacy tour. Pay attention to us. One of the writers in the New York Post, page 6, wrote, "Stand up to your parents in the living room, not on Instagram.
There you go.
And
100%.
that is
There
a
you go.
conversation you need to have behind closed doors. I think that he will live to regret this. He's young. Social media is a part of his whole environment. However, it's not the place for him to air his dirty laundry.
Right.
And I side with the parents on this one, to be honest with you, with Victoria and David, because they have lived in the spotlight themselves. That's how they have to manage their personal business. Yes, it's press. There is money involved, there are images involved, and they have had to manage that since their early days of marriage and manage all their kids' images as well. So I think that he is doing an injustice by smacking back at his parents saying, I don't want any attention. I'm sorry, you grew up in the limelight.
Okay, so with that, and
Yes.
I'm agreeing with you, which makes you understand why. That's what he was trained. That's what he, or not trained, but taught.
Yes.
Is that you deal with everything in public. And so he probably, I can't speak for the guy or whatever. I'm just guessing this is what he's thinking. It's like, well, this is how I know how to do it is in the public because my parents are the ones that taught me how to do it.
Yeah.
And that probably made it easier for him to go out there when somebody needs to come in. And same goes with Markle and Prince Harry. I'm over
those
that.
two.
And to the point where they become poison. And I know that he is trying to really kind of make himself establish himself as you say,
chef.
chef.
I think he is a
so
chef. Yeah.
This can eventually go up and hurt him as well.
Yes.
Third thing is, if he really doesn't want anything to do, there's his last name. How about going by on his Instagram?
Yes.
He goes by Peltz, right? So just drop the last name if you don't want to have any association with your kid, because you are buying into their fame by keeping that name going.
Right.
Yeah.
He's using it to make himself rich. I mean, let's be honest. Like I said, hey, you can't sit up here and do all this and now say, oh, I don't want anything to do with you. Your whole existence is due to these two people.
Yep.
Everything you have, even this, you want to be a chef, guess what? Where do you think the money for the restaurant is coming from?
Exactly.
It's going to come from your parents.
And why would people go there? It's much like buying a house that somebody famous used to live in. It's like,
your last name.
And you know, I was going to say, picking apart the argument, the whole thing about the wedding dress. Look, if you've ever been shopping with a woman who's shopping for a wedding dress, you already know she has 1,000 things on her list.
Yep.
And none of them fit. And she's quite upset. You just let it go. Just whatever you want, babe. Just walk out.
Well, we've always liked to say this on the show, too. There's three sides to every story. There's your side, there's my side, and the truth, and no one's lying. So there is truth in the crevices between all of those things. It's all about perspective. So, it's feeling versus fact. You might feel this way, but factually, that's not how it happened. I'm sure there's context to the whole wedding dress drama as much as there was context to the first dance drama. So I don't know, did somebody make a comment to him and then all of a sudden he said, oh, they poisoned the well, and now he's like, I want nothing to do with my parents. I just think when I look back at some of those documentaries, the one they did on David Beckham on Netflix, it shows you the hell those two went through early on in their relationship, and the press was just awful to both of them.
And can we say, tabloids much bigger in England, right? Am I right or wrong?
Oh my God, huge. I mean, the damage control those two had to do on a daily basis was insane. Like, you feel for them. And Victoria Beckham was bullied nonstop, not only the tabloids, but the late night shows. And she wanted to do an ad campaign for a designer, and he bullied her and made fun of her in this ad campaign. And she took it. So you can see where they're coming from in wanting to protect an image, knowing how much value there is in their name, and approaching life in this way. That's how they have to do it.
Do you think that it is basically they're victims of just money, really? If you come at that, because
Money
you
and
live a
success.
lot different, and when
Sure.
you're in the limelight, my understanding is his wife also comes from money and that sort of thing, and it's different from when you really work towards
The
something.
kid's wife comes from money.
Yes, indeed. So if do they not learn these sort of things?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Where it's like, no, you don't go in public.
Right.
That's what you do to gain something in business, or maybe something if you're going to be a celebrity and that sort of thing. But right now, if you really, really care about this, just quit talking about it.
Yeah, because they're penthouse problems. Is what a lot of people like to say.
Right.
Serious
That's true.
penthouse problems. I mean, those folks live a 1%, a half a
Life,
percent of the life that most of us could only dream of, right?
Right.
So you have all this power, this money, and this privilege, and then you choose some smarmy, dumb social media app to air your dirty laundry. I'm sorry, but it's cheap.
Yeah, that's true.
That's perfectly said. That's what it is. But they don't know that. Do you know what
Yeah,
I feel?
which surprises me.
Somebody
right?
just needs to say, just shut up.
Right.
Everybody. It's like, even with the Meghan Markle,
yeah.
and we're not hearing about him anymore. fine. Let them. Now they're probably living in peace because stay off the limelight.
Yeah.
Quit trying to get out in the public and that sort of thing. And we're tired of seeing that. And I think this is the result of what happens. And it's sad. It's a family issue that I don't want to be. I feel dirty being involved.
And I think he'll regret it. I think he'll regret it. And I think the parents do the best job they can for the situation they're given. So I think eventually it'll work out. But
I blame the nanny that raised it.
The nanny. It's the nanny's fault.
What do you think? Whose side are you on? Flash at dailyflashshow.com. We will hear your comments.
I think you wanted to invite them to the wedding, and the parents said, no, we're not inviting the nanny.
Not going to happen at all.
Not according to him, anyway.
We're going to be checking in our furry friends. We'll let you know about that. Also, leaving more than just your legacy for your kids.
Ooh, this is good. But before we go, we have a brain flash question for you. What movie soundtrack became the first to sell over 1 million copies? Welcome back to Daily Flash. Let's see if you've got today's Brain Flash question right. Here is the question. What movie soundtrack became the first to sell over 1 million copies on cassette tape?
I know.
Okay,
I know.
the answer?
I never meant to cause you any sorrow.
Purple Rain, ladies and gentlemen.
I never meant to cause you any pain.
Oh, man, I had that album. I had the record.
Right?
Yes, it was amazing. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are talking about doom scrolling and bricking, and here with more insight is Julia Pugachevsky from Business Insider. Julia, great to have you back. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. Hi.
So what's bricking your phone, and what does it have to do with doom scrolling?
So I brought a brick with me for show and tell.
Okay.
And essentially it looks like this. I stick it on my fridge, for example. It's a little magnet. And then you have a separate brick app on your phone, and essentially you just tap your phone, and it essentially blocks whatever apps you would like. You get to decide, and then until you tap it again, they're fully blocked. So you can leave your home and your apps are blocked truly until you tap it again. Yeah.
Okay. So why do you think this trend is becoming so popular now?
So I think digital detoxing has been growing for a while now. There's definitely a lot of interest in reducing screen time. The problem is it can be very challenging because if you're using a screen time app, I could say this for myself, it's very easy to bypass in a moment of weakness. But at the same time, they make dumb phones such as flip phones or phones with very limited capabilities. But let's say you need an Uber, or you work in tech, or you need those apps. That's too restrictive. That's not very realistic. So I think bricking has become popular because it's a nice in between. There's a physical component, but it's not super restrictive. And if you forget to tap it before you leave your home, you can emergency unbrick it, but even with that, you have limitations. You can only do that 5 times. And once you run out, you have to email Brick and ask for them to restore access.
Oh, wow. Okay, so and that brings me to my next question. Who is using the Brick device, and how much does it cost? Is it like a subscription fee?
No, it's a one-time fee. It's I believe $59, and it's just for the brick, and then you get the app with it. And then as far as the target demo, the founders told me that it's roughly around between 20 and 35. So Gen Zers and younger millennials, and they also tend to be people who are very into wellness in general. So they might be people who are going to the gym, wearing an Aura ring, maybe drinking less. So this is sort of a habit that they're adding onto their wellness stack.
Gotcha. So as far as it affecting screen time, it's something that you do with your phone before you leave the house, and that way those apps are blocked, right? You don't bring it with you.
Yeah, you can. There are different modes you can select too. So you can have one for when you're walking your dog versus one for when you're just hanging out at home. Yeah, so it's a lot. There's a lot of flexibility, and everyone is different. For instance, for me, I block internet and email primarily because I already deleted a lot of social media apps. But yeah, and that really works wonders for me. Yeah,
I call that vacation mode.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Julie, do you think this is just a trend? I mean, we see these things kind of come and go, or do you think this might become something standard?
I think it could become standard. I mean, there's definitely, as I mentioned before, there's an interest in digital detoxing, and I think companies are definitely investing in exploring that a little bit more. Whether there are new phones coming out that are, offer fewer apps or fewer capabilities, or there are devices like Brick. I'm sure there will be more coming out, but I think there's definitely a growing market for this. Yeah. And it's all up to the individual, of course. You have to want to block, your apps.
Yeah.
The brick isn't going to do anything magically. You have to tap it and want to make that change. But if you are someone who's interested in that, I again, personal experience, found it very effective. It's been the most effective thing I've tried out of everything. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, that sells it right there. I mean, I think about going to the grocery store and I want to buy cookies every time. I just don't put them in the basket. But that's all easier said than done, right?
You have self-control.
Yes, little self-control. Julia, great stuff. Thank you so much for sharing this. We're going to share this interview on our website at dailyflashshow.com/FMI. For more information on bricking and how to use it with your phone, head to our website. And you can also head to businessinsider.com for more information on Julia's article. Julia, thank you.
All right, moving right along. Good news for taxpayers this year. New tax laws could mean thousands of dollars more in refunds. One of the nation's most trusted names in tax prep has actually come up with a fun way to make the upcoming tax season even better.
Big refunds need bigger pockets. That's why Jackson Hewitt, one of the nation's most trusted names in tax prep service, has introduced refund jeans, limited edition denim jeans with pockets big enough to hold this season's big tax refunds. And for many, that could mean thousands of dollars back.
So much space.
Yep, behind the scenes, Jackson Hewitt tax pros have been gearing up and staying on top of all the latest tax law changes, so you can rest easy this tax season. While you can't shop the jeans, you can win them. They're giving away 100 pairs to Instagram followers through a sweepstakes. Through February 11th, fans can enter by following them on Instagram and engaging with select Refund Jeans posts. And each week for 4 weeks, 25 winners will be chosen. See all the rules on jacksonhewitt.com/refundjeans. And there's more good news. For the first time ever, Jackson Hewitt is offering its tax refund advance loan all season long. If approved, clients can get up to $3,500 in minutes anytime during tax season on a prepaid card. Finance charge applies. It's perfect for when you need money before your refund comes. Learn more at jacksonhewitt.com/loans.
Something funny is going on, and it's happening every morning on Broadway and Friends on great radio stations all across the U.S. of A. Broadway, T-Wall, Mitch Pancake English, and Sweet Becca. Broadway and Friends, 4 mics, 0 filters, and more opinions than your Aunt Cheryl's Facebook feed. Broadway and Friends. Want to join the madness? Hit up BroadwayandFriends.com.
Spell out the word
And jump into the deep end, blasting for the back roads to the big leagues. Broadway and Friends. The most fun you can have with your radio on.
Hey there, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Andrea Jackson along with Mitch English. Let's check on our furry friends today. We start with this one. A beloved family pet has returned home after 443 days on the road. Gabby disappeared when Hurricane Helene hit North Carolina in late September of 2024. The feline was recently found, handed over to the Avery Humane Society as a stray when it was found on December 13th. Thankfully, the cat was microchipped, which allowed the pet to be reunited with her family. The shelter posted this important message on social media, saying it's a great reminder that microchipping pets can lead to miracles. They celebrated the success of this perfect ending, reminded all pet owners to check microchip registrations and make sure contact info is up to date. Mitch, this is a great reminder that is very important.
And it's so easy to do. I know my cats are both microchipped, and it's painless. Then it doesn't affect them, whatever. It's just a great and smart thing to do. If you love your pet, you definitely got to get that done. You're right.
Yeah, I wish there was a national database because
that's true.
Certain microchip companies are separate from others, and so they might differ online with registration. So maybe one day we can get a national microchipping service. A rescue dog came face to face with a baby elk, and it was all got on camera. Of course it was. The 3-year-old pup in Colorado had an adorable reaction to an elk that approached her while she was out playing in her front yard. Lottie, a mixed breed rescue pup, was enjoying playtime when a herd of elk passed by. One stopped to check out the dog. Reese Dewey, who owns Lottie and lives in Genesee, Colorado, told reporters as she watched and recorded the two animals coming face to face, she was ready to intervene if needed. Reese says Lottie has been trained as a service dog, so she has a lot of experience with unusual situations, but yard time is her free time just to be a dog.
I love that species could get along. Why can't we, right? I mean, that's what animals teach us. That's what it shows us how they have so much to give to us outside of love. So I love seeing that.
I love out of the herd of elk, the one was curious about the dog and stayed behind just to check him out.
Yeah, you know he's the one that does this sort of thing all the time. I'm loving this video. Very cool stuff. All right, moving along, as mentioned, the Blue Jacket Fashion Show. It turns 10 this year. It's celebrating a decade of raising awareness for prostate cancer. Here's the story.
For years, the Blue Jacket Fashion Show has invited stars to walk New York Fashion Week runways to raise awareness for prostate cancer.
A decade, 10 years, and these are the originals. It's like, I don't know if we're the Supremes or...
No, we're just the original cast album.
And I think that each of us looks younger except for Mario. And
Call me when you look this good at 79,000.
Celebrating its 10th anniversary this year, founder and designer Frederick Anderson, along with a few famous faces, actors Mario Cantone, Dominic Famoso, and journalist Don Lemon, have come together to discuss its impact, advocacy, and of course, fashion.
I actually look forward to this every single year. Am I the only one who looks forward to this?
Oh, I love it.
I look forward to it every year because it's the only time I get to feel like a model and walk down that runway. It's so exciting.
And you kill
And for such a great cause.
The reason I wanted this is for guys to have conversations. Because one of the big things, as we know, men don't have conversations about anything, much less about, their health or anything like that. So that's actually, the outcome was exactly that. We ended up this little team and this little, the Blue Jacket, fighters, I guess.
About 1 in 8 men will get prostate cancer in their lifetime, so all men should get a standard PSA test starting at 45. And it's easy to do, just talk to your physician.
Now there's so many ways, and all it takes is a little blood test. And they can at least find if your numbers are elevated and go deeper.
So preventable. If you get on top of it early, it's so treatable.
My doctors are used to, detecting it the old-fashioned way. And so they're like, just for safety. I won't get too personal, but there was a time when they were alarmed.
My father died of prostate cancer, and he was diagnosed in 1990, and it was too late.
From the very beginning, Johnson & Johnson has stood alongside Blue Jacket, supporting the mission year after year, helping amplify awareness, education, and early detection.
This fashion show has life.
You know what I love about the fashion show is the camaraderie. Everyone is cheering everyone on, and people are trying to outdo one another, but not in a competitive way.
Once again, this is about awareness. Bill Nye gets millions of impressions because he goes viral every season. Did you know he was the most Googled person in Fashion Week last season?
Really?
Yeah, it was
From
reported
the show.
on Women's Wear Daily. They had a big picture of him saying he was the most Googled person out of all the shows.
Amazing.
Think about it. During Fashion Week, Bill Nye was the star of Fashion Week.
To learn more, follow Blue Jacket Fashion Show on Instagram.
This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's top. Before we do anything, let's check in with our stations across the nation. Our social media host, James Alexander, joining us. James.
Hey, I'm just so excited to say we're on more than 219 stations across this great country, the American Forces Network. You can find us on social media. Please go and like and subscribe to our content. And if you want to figure out where we are in your neck of the woods, go to our website at dailyflashshow.com and click on where to watch. And if you want to send a comment to me, flash@dailyflashshow.com. You can tell me all about the show, what you like, what you dislike, and how good I am.
Great.
So our local friends today come from, it's a hot city, Phoenix, Arizona. Yes, Phoenix, Arizona. Yo, and I'm going to tell you, did you know that Phoenix has more sunshine than Miami?
I would believe that.
Really?
Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, because
Okay.
we get storms. They
It
get
is
storms
hot.
out of Miami.
Yeah.
It's hot there.
I always think of that scene out of Arrested Development where he just lands in Phoenix and he goes to touch the door handle and the guy's like, oh, you're not supposed to do that in the summertime.
That was his backup job in Phoenix. Remember, he would always go there. I love that show.
Oh, God.
We move now. We go from this country to Sweden. They've done something that you actually never see. Here in America, we look at our music. We usually follow the Billboard Top 100 and that sort of thing. Well, in Sweden, they've done something, as mentioned, have not really done before. They booted a #1 song off of their official music charts. Okay, now you probably think, why? AI is probably the first thing you think, right? Because it's a song made from AI. Not necessarily the case. The song was basically, it was dominating the streams and the plays on the radio stations there, but the officials say it didn't qualify because most of the listening came from abroad and not from actual Swedes. So they wanted, their top 100 songs or whatever, they want to know what Swedes are listening to. And
that
so,
makes sense.
and now because it's just the way music is being heard, we hear it online.
Yeah.
That
And
makes
so
sense.
since it wasn't coming from a radio station, it could have been like iHeartRadio, which would have been a American sort of thing.
Okay.
So this move actually sparks a big debate on what charts are supposed to measure. Is it local taste or is it global viral hits altogether? And I guess that's what those charts would have to say. Hey, almost like a disclaimer saying this is the top 100 songs that Swedes are listening.
Right. I think it's got to be a combination of both.
Yeah.
Right. I agree that what they did. You want to know what your people want to listen to, but there's so much.
What do you mean
music
your
out-
people?
Your people. Your people.
Swedish people.
Your people. Your Swedish people. Sweet. Good looking women over there. Too. But anyway,
They all look like Jackson over there, man.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Off on a tangent. I'm sorry. But yes, you want a combination of both. You want to know what your people want to listen to, but you also want to showcase music of the world. And I think that they're on the right path. So I got to agree with them.
Yeah. Well, my people would say, my people would agree with you. I do think there's a list for everything, though, these days. And when it comes to ratings or hits, you could make a hit out of any song with a disclaimer and a star that says, this song ranked #1 in Lisbon, I don't know, or, Paraguay. And, without disclosing it's #1 in Paraguay.
There you go.
So any award, any rating, any top 10 list, it's all subjective.
What I don't like, and it's just a sign of the times, is that I want to say Billboard, I might be wrong, so I'll just say one of the bigger charts, they go by YouTube plays. And I can understand like YouTube music. But like we're talking about songs that are in videos that you might have, because they have technology that can say how many times it was played. And I guess it's and then if you're going to throw that in, what about at department stores, listening to it in a department stores, which they do. Music is actually part of it if it's broadcasted out. So it also comes with saying this is the #1 song, and I kind of relate a little bit to movies, is that it gives a little bit more credence where you could say this is the #1 movie, so we better be listening to it or watching it.
Yes, it gives it some credibility. But I mean, I think if you look at all the different ways you can get music, Apple Music, Spotify, iHeart, Odyssey, YouTube, I mean, how can you single out what is the #1
that's a good point.
chart topper song?
Your thoughts, we'd love to hear from
Yeah.
you. Flash at dailyflashshow.com. Coming up in Parenthood, leaving more than just a legacy for your kids, things you can really teach them.
And must watch, we're going to show you a sneak peek at Vanished coming up. Life, Love, Shopping coming up next. Life, Love, Shopping is your life and style guide from A to Z. If you live it, you love it, or you buy it, we talk about it. One woman has merged her love of shopping and thrift stores into a life-changing 7-figure success story that she loves, and we love it too. Her name is Jocelyn Elizabeth. She goes by the handle Crazy Camp Lady. She started her own YouTube channel and online thrifting marketplace called Knickknacks.
If you're new here, my name is Jocelyn. I'm Crazy Lamp Lady. I own knickknacks.net, which is one of the newest and fastest growing e-commerce marketplaces. We have live selling, we have buy it now listings, we have multi-day auctions, and we would love for you to come on over and join us on Knickknacks. This is it, knickknacks.net. We're really high tech, so we have a Sharpie sign, and this is where you can find us, knickknacks.net. We have over 50,000 members, over 5,300 sellers, and over 120,000 listings to browse and check out. So come and join us.
Turning her passion into a success story. Well, check this out. Mattel has just announced a new Barbie. It's the toy company's first autistic Barbie. Her features include flexible elbows and wrist joints that allow for gestures that process sensory information. The doll also features a gaze that's shifted slightly to the side. Each one comes with a fidget spinner, noise-canceling headphones, and a tablet. Autistic Barbie wears a loose-fitting purple A-line dress with short sleeves and a skirt. Her purple shoes feature flat soles to promote stability and ease of movement. Mattel says the doll was in development for more than 18 months with guidance from the autistic community. Costco has added a new sweet treat to its bakery lineup with the debut of its peanut butter monster cookies. Okay, here we go. Peanut butter lovers, this one is for you, Costco wrote in a recent Instagram post. The new peanut butter monster cookies just debuted at Costco bakeries across the nation. The 24-count packages feature cookies made with brown buttered flavored dough, packed with peanut butter candies, peanut butter chips, oats, and chocolate chunks. Shoppers quickly took to Costco's Instagram page and their section to rave about the new sweet treat. Well, this next story is truly all about puppy love. An Alabama couple with the same dog met on the dating app Hinge and bonded over the same breed of dog they both owned. Anna Ward first connected with her now husband David in 2024 after seeing a photo on his dating profile featuring his King Charles Cavalier Spaniel. His pup was the same breed and the same color as her dog, Kismet. Well, she reached out first with a message, and just a few days later, they made a date to meet at a local dog park. When it came time to propose, David decided to pop the question at the dog park where they first met. The lovebirds tied the knot last July. They even topped their wedding cake with a set of tiny porcelain spaniels. And from puppy love to turkey cuddles, yep, turkey cuddling is a real thing, and many say it's an unbelievable source of feel-good therapy. At the Gentle Barn, you can experience your own turkey cuddle therapy experience. Who knew turkeys could cuddle? Well, here's how it works. You find a comfy spot on the ground and allow for a turkey connection. The owner says most people who experience it for the first time burst into tears because of the affection from turkeys. The Gentle Barn has more than 200 rescue animals and has welcomed more than 1 million visitors during the past 26 years. The first location was started in California with a second one in Tennessee.
And now, a great option to improve vision as we age.
For aging vision changes known as presbyopia, AccuView contact lenses can help support clear vision. Asking the right questions ensures your care fits your lifestyle.
Cataracts are also a normal milestone in the aging process, not a scary diagnosis. Modern cataract surgery is safe and effective, and the lens your surgeon helps you choose is important. Technis lenses from J&J correct cataracts, and some can help with conditions like astigmatism and presbyopia.
Ask your eye doctor, and for important safety information, visit clearvisionforyou.com and AccuView.com.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Mitch English, and as we visit the parenthood today, what if the richest legacy you actually leave for your kids is not in things like money or just items, but what about values of love and life lessons? Well, our next guest, Rosemary Olander, actually shares these sentiments in her new book. It's called Coffee and Wisdom, based off the life lessons her father gave her over countless cups of coffee. She joins us now from Estero, Florida. Thank you so much, Rosemary, for joining us. I want to tell the audience here a little bit about you, is that you taught those that are hearing impaired. And, you know, I think of that because you have to teach a different way than what we're used to in giving so we can be able to communicate. And I love that part about you and how it mixes in with the book is because it is communication. And we just have to find out different ways where we're so used to, well, I'm going to leave generational wealth to my kids. And that is not necessarily the case. And that message of non-material gifts can actually you're missing a lot when it comes to your kids. I want to start off with this. What are some simple ways that we could teach these life lessons?
Well, parents need to understand that the most important way to teach core values and to teach the character that they want their children to be is in their behavior, in their modeling.
Okay.
Kids start paying attention very, very early, from when they're toddlers. And if you're the kind of a person that is kind and generous and and talks nicely about people, your kids will understand that that's the kind of character you value and you want, because they're watching. So modeling is key to what you're doing to give your kids the gifts
I agree.
of things like time and presence and honesty, trust, humor, all of those things that are so important that they need that have nothing to do with money.
And you say that because kids, they can't. I want to go back to that communication again. They can't communicate because they don't know how to talk yet. So they're watching. They're watching and they're seeing what you're doing. And there's something about when you do something kind for somebody, there's an energy that comes off of that people can pick up on, especially kids when they're trying to absorb so much. So you're right on the button there. I love it. You also mentioned that honesty, the humor, and the patience is so important. Why do you say there's so much power in that?
Well, there's different powers in each one. And the power is the ability for humor to diffuse situations, negative situations and tough situations. Mel Brooks said, humor is just another defense against the universe. And he's right. Think about a situation you were in that was tough, maybe at a work situation, and everybody was kind of upset. And then somebody cracked a joke or somebody said something sarcastic and everybody laughed, and it lightens the tension. And what it does, it allows you to take a step back and pause and say, okay, how do I deal with this now? And without reacting negatively. So that's the power of humor. The power of patience is that it teaches you and it teaches children to accept delays and accept, and be able to tolerate delays. Think about your life, even going to the grocery store and having to wait in line and there's a problem in front of you and you get frustrated, and the beauty and the power of that over time, if you learn to have patience, is that you build up stamina and it leads to really good resilience about things. Like if the technology went down right now, am I going to get crazy or am I going to be patient and try to reboot and come back and say, sorry about that, folks? That's resilience. Resilience is the number one key to success going forward, because we know life throws everything at you, good, bad, up, down, sideways, and you have to be ready and able to, curve around something or find an angle. So that's where the power in patience is. The power in honesty is key to relationships.
All right, if you want to find out more information and get a copy of Rosemary's book, it's called Coffee and Wisdom. You can check out rosemaryolinder.com. Thank you so much for joining us.
Professional makeup artist with IT Cosmetics joins us with ways to enhance radiance at any age. Erica, welcome. Thanks for joining us. I love IT Cosmetics, by the way.
I do too, and I'm so happy to be here.
As a professional makeup artist, what looks are trending right now, and what are the must-have products to achieve them?
So radiant skin is in, especially in the winter where we're kind of losing our radiance. We want to put it back to the skin. So we're here to talk about the IT Cosmetics Doolittle Sheer Tint Face Balm. This is a 4-in-1 product, and it's going to give you everything you need for instant radiant skin. I'm so excited to share this with you.
So what makes this product different than other products you've used before, Erica?
This starts its life as a solid serum. It's 92% skincare. So it's not just makeup with a little bit of skincare, it's skincare, then the pigments are put into it. So when you put this on, and I'm gonna demo on Sarah, you're gonna see just instant hydration on the skin, and it just melts right in. It's going to hydrate up to 24 hours of hydration, has collagen peptide, hyaluronic acid, vitamin E. It's a 4-in-1, basically like everything you need for instant radiant skin, especially on the go.
You make it look so easy. I love it. Where can we find it?
This is exclusively at Ulta, and it comes in 15 flexible, really easy to wear shades, and it's $34.
Okay, Erica, you mentioned something really good there, all the shade options. What other tips should we consider for when it comes to achieving this look and specifically picking out the best shade for our skin tone?
And here's the thing, you can't mess it up. So I'm doing the medium neutral here, but If you're a shade or two off, because it's skincare, it'll melt into the skin, and that's why there's 15 shades that are mega flexible, and you will easily find your shade. And if it's a shade off, it's still right.
We can make it work. I love it. Erica Taylor, thank you so much for joining us. Where can people go for more information?
You can go to itcosmetics.com and find your favorite shades, and I am so happy to share this with you.
Awesome, Erica. Thank you.
No doubt that aging brings a lot of changes, some tougher to talk about than others. This couple is taking the stigma head on. Take a look.
Overactive bladder, or OAB, is more than just the frequent urge to go. It's a medical condition that often causes many to suffer in silence. Former NFL quarterback Rodney Peete and his wife, actor Holly Robinson Peete, are sharing their story to change that.
Well, I was diagnosed with OAB 4 years ago. I thought that it was just menopause that was causing my urgency and my frequency to urinate and these leakage episodes. And it turns out that it was not. It was actually OAB, which 33 million Americans have OAB symptoms. I went to the doctor, and the doctor said, hey, you know what? You do have OAB, and I'm going to recommend Gemtesa for you. Gemtesa really improved my symptoms.
And so often men, we shy away from our health, and we shy away from going to see a doctor. And I wanted to encourage more people, especially men, to go see a doctor if they have any symptoms concerning OAB.
Take the first step and talk to a healthcare professional. To learn more, visit timetogo.com.
There they are. It's the running TVs. That means it's time for a Daily Flash and, of course, a little flashback. Welcome back to Daily Flash.
I'm Andrea Jackson, along with Mitch English. A romantic French vacation becomes a dangerous mystery when a man vanishes from a train, forcing his girlfriend to uncover hidden truths about his past. This sounds like an old movie called Charade with Audrey Hepburn.
Oh, really?
This is today's must-watch series, Vanished.
Boyfriend's missing. Please help me.
There are 3 major reasons people disappear. Work, money, and relationships.
I would never do that.
How's he been since the incident?
What incident?
Tread carefully, Miss Monroe.
To uncover what's going on. Tom! This is much bigger than just me. Do not trust anyone. Oh my God. I need to find him.
Okay.
I know you're a huge Audrey Hepburn fan, so if anybody would know if that's like the movie.
I wonder if it
like
was inspired by Charade starring Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn.
There's no original ideas in Hollywood. We'll try to have our original ideas tomorrow, but thank you for joining us.
Be good, everybody.